What's one topic you could talk about for hours without getting bored? For Alex, chismis.
Hindi chismis yun. Life story yun. Ay, alam mo yung kaya mo? Pag-usapan ng matagal, talagang buong araw, mali ng iba. O, tinan mo, Kathleen, parang mali ka doon. Yun ang kaya mo, talaga, tagal mo noon. Hindi ka
Ang dami ko talaga sasabihin kasi sa iyo. Ikaw na yun.
Sabi mo, mga Viva Max episode. Alam mo, sabi mo.
Di ba ginagaya? Up and up.
Ay, alam mo yung kaya mo? Pag-usapan ng matagal, talagang buong araw, mali ng iba. O, tinan mo, Kathleen, parang mali ka doon. Yun ang kaya mo, talaga, tagal mo noon. Hindi ka
Ang dami ko talaga sasabihin kasi sa iyo. Ikaw na yun.
Sabi mo, mga Viva Max episode. Alam mo, sabi mo.
Di ba ginagaya? Up and up.
Ano na bagong pelikula yung butas?
Tumutong-tawa.
What's your favorite kind of compliment to receive?
Di ba it's when people...
Matagal, talagang buong araw, mali ng iba. O, tinan mo, Kathleen, parang mali ka doon. Yun ang kaya mo, talaga, tagal mo noon. Hindi ka
Ang dami ko talaga sasabihin kasi sa iyo. Ikaw na yun.
Sabi mo, mga Viva Max episode. Alam mo, sabi mo.
Di ba ginagaya? Up and up.
Ang ganda ng bagong pelikula yung butas.
Tumutong-tawa.
What's your favorite kind of compliment to receive?
Di ba it's when people call you the ultimate multimedia star?
Sabi mo, the rom-com queen. Pag narinig ka rom-com queen, parang talagang nakilig ako dyan. Kasi ako yan eh. Sabi mo.
Nakakarami ka na ngayon.
Ako just want to add lang. Recently, di ba, minsan nagpapakita ako ng balat. Di ba lagi may comment ng comment? Tumitigas ako sa'yo, Alex. Yung medyo... Hindi nga! Grabe, sarap mo, Alex. With sprinkle pa, nagagalit siya. Pero ako naman, parang ako, wow, nababastos in a way. Parang nagagandahan din pala.
Alam mo sinabi ni Mikey, baka gawin ko ako mag-delete ng sinabi mo. Dahil buwan ng mga puso. Siyempre, kasama natin ang talagang nagmamay-ari ng ating mga puso. Alam mo na yan, basta heart conversations and...
Puso at
Okay, eto na. Sasagot tayo ng mga Tony Talks cards.
Per FYI lang, hindi kaya ni Mikey mga heart-to-heart, wala siya.
Pero ano kaya niya?
Namin.
Pero ano kaya
Video greet, yan, pwede ka. Can you do a video greet for us? Gagawin niya yan, kaya
Di ba examples?
di ba nga, padjak all, o ano.
So, mauna si Mikey, pili ka ng
Ng
heart. Ako na magbabasa.
Okay.
Soul tayo.
Soul. What's the most meaningful compliment you've ever received?
Ang ganda ng asawa mo. Ay, tinan mo, ayun. Mag-isip ka, ako muna. Ako meaningful talaga sa akin.
Sinabihan
na
ka lang.
comment. Sinabihan ako ng yung parang sobrang down niya, tapos nanood lang siya ng video ko, nakalimutan niya yung problema. Maraming nagko-comment nun, pero yun yung pinaka na a-appreciate ko na comment sa akin or papuri sa akin kasi parang the fact na napakalimot mo sa kanila. May mga iba nga sa akin nag-i-email pa na I am actually 50-50, I'm dying, ikaw lang pinapanood ko sa video, thank you for making me forget that I'm about to die. Yung ganung feeling na meron kang ganung impact or may nabigay kang ganun kahit isang tao lang is a very good compliment for me. Yun ang pinaka-meaningful sa akin.
Bago tuloy nung akin. Ikaw, Mikey.
Naalala ko na yung isang beses nung nasa school ako, may nasira ako na gamit. Tapos inamin ko sa teacher. Natuwa siya na. Kasi kung iba, i-deny, inamin ko na ako ng gumawa.
Ano yung compliment?
Ano compliment?
Honest ka.
Kasi yung sinabi niya, not everyone will say,
Admit.
will admit what you did. So, yun.
Ano siya?
Parang honest ka. Yung best compliment na na-receive ko dati na hindi ko makakalimutan. Nasabi ko kay Inang, nagsushoot kami ng starting over noon. Sabi ko, sana narinig to ng dati ko. Tumitingin siya sa lente. Tapos nanonood siya ng mga playback. Tapos tinawag niya ako. Tapos tumabi ako sa tabi niya. Sinabi lang niya sa akin, alam mo, hindi ka malandi.
Tama.
Kasi-
malalim din yun. Oo.
Sabi ko, Inang, bakit? Ako nakakapanood lahat ng crashes, nakikita ko lahat, at saka naririnig ko conversations. Sabi niya, hindi ka pala malandi. Sabi ko, bakit, Inang? Wala lang, sabi niya. Nung narinig ko yun, gusto kong marinig ng daddy, kasi di ba ang dad laging...
Kasi nga pinipigilan ka niyan sa mga naniligaw sa'yo.
Hindi,
Which is tama naman.
Oo, ang dati kasi, noon dati kasi, Di ba, nung bata tayo, ito na naman yung ate mo, lalandi yun. So, di ba ako malandi? Kaya, naging motivation ko yun in life. Hindi ako magiging malandi. Kaya,
Kahit sa asawa mo, hindi ka malandi.
ngayon, hindi na.
Malandi na.
Wow.
Hindi na. Dati, hindi nga, nung first few years namin sa marriage.
Ikaw, Paul.
Me, well, so yeah, from a work or a professional standpoint, I think when the audience or the people who watch films that I produce say, "Thank you for producing a film like this." Like we just did Magellan. I mean, these are art films. These are films that really have a niche audience. So when someone says, "Thank you for sharing. Thank you for producing this film," that's kind of the
Nababalidate yung
That's the
work.
currency.
Parang ginanong ka ni Direk Lambia, sinabi niya, thank you to the likes of Paul na who appreciates yung ganitong klase ng film kasi hindi lahat nakaka-appreciate nun.
Pero ang pinaka-compliment na lagi niyang nare-receive
Ano?
sa mga sets, very generous sa pagkain. Yan ang compliment niya lagi na
Oo.
very generous magpakain. Pag alam mo nang nandyan siya,
Ako, I
kapag
just want to add lang. Recently, di ba, minsan nagpapakita ako ng balat. Di ba lagi may comment ng comment? Tumitigas ako sa'yo, Alex. Yung medyo... Hindi na! Grabe, sarap mo, Alex. With sprinkle pa, natagalit siya. Pero ako naman, parang ako, wow, nababasos in a way. Parang nagagandahan din pala. Pero galit na galit siya. Sabi niya, i-delete mo. Hindi ko kasi parang first time ako makakita ng gano'n.
nare-sexihan sa'yo.
Nasa sexihan
Ay,
sa akin.
alihan sa'yo?
Oo, yung parang may area pala ako, gano'n.
Alam mo sinabi ni Mikey, baka gawin ko ako mag-delete yung sinabi mo. Ito. Maganda to. If you could grant one wish to someone, who would it be and why?
That's nice.
Ako na muna. Kasi
Okay.
recently nag-Tony Talks kami ng may Tony Talks cards. Ang wish daw niya mababa buhay niya. Kasi gusto daw niya makita pa si Sevi na magkaanak. Marami pa akong milestones na maabutan sa family mo, sa mga anak mo. Maging part pa ako ng mga iba-ibang milestones. Sabi ko, sige, yan ang wish na gusto kong i-grant. Humaba pa ang buhay niya ng daddy. Ikaw.
Me? Well, I know it's obvious, but I would probably give my wish to you. Because,
Anong wish na sa kanya?
because you deserve it for putting up with me for 18 years.
Ang wish ko, ma-outlast din natin yung mga marriages ng parents natin.
That's
Kasi
nice.
tumagal ang mami daddy mo, tumagal din ang mami
Still
daddy
going
ko.
strong.
And they're still going strong at 70, both
So,
70.
my-
So,
well, my
ang
sister
wish
is
ko, ma-reach din natin yung ganong klaseng milestone sa ating pagsasama. Na mag-wrinkles and all, masakit ang likod and all, everything weakening and all, pero still strong together.
Okay naman, Mike.
Ang wish ko siguro kay Mikey is mas maging siya sa sarili niya.
Galante.
Hindi naman, oo, parang mas bigyan niya ng...
Hindi ko gusto yung wish na yun.
Bro, Gucci ka na, bro.
Hindi, parang mga jacket na bigay ni Paul.
Hindi, ang gusto ko lang sa kanya, yung unahin niya yung magka-wish ako sa isang buong araw na lahat ng gusto niya, magawa niya. Kasi sa isang buong araw, gagawin niya yung mga bagay na gusto ko, gusto ng family niya, gusto ng trabaho
Pero
niya.
never nang gusto niya.
Hindi niya masyadong iniisip yung sarili niya. Very seldom lang talaga. So gusto ko isang buong araw, siya naman ang
Ang masunod.
masunod sa lahat ng gagawin niya.
Totoo ba yun? Paano kung talaga...
Syempre hindi naman sinabi magkakatotoo, di ba? Sinabi lang yung
Wish.
Wish ko yun para sa'yo, pero hindi natin alam
Si
kung
Mikey
magkano.
naman. Sino?
Mikey.
Ako, wish ko, yung matagal na niyang gusto na magawa ko, ma-prank ko siya.
Asar naman kahit dalawa. Akala ko wish niyo sa isa't isa magka-baby.
Pero, try
Hindi
this.
wala na kasi.
Yun ang wish ko para sa inyo eh.
Si Paul ang nag-wish na parang naiyak pa siya. Ikaw wala kang
Tagal na
ano.
naming wish.
Ay, sinulat namin yun sa aming ano.
Pero si kuya ko lang, pinaka na-appreciate ko talaga na iyak pa siya. Really wish you guys, ikaw wala kang kadating-dating. Never kang ng ganun. Si Kuya Paul talaga nakita ko na talagang brotherly love yung kanya.
Hindi lang ako, nonchalant lang ako,
Bagay na hindi
pero...
kailangan sabihin. Alam mo yun.
Pinagpe-pray ko yun
Oh,
every
mind
night.
naman tayo, mind. Fill in the blank. I feel most confident when...
In the bath, in the shower,
Ikaw, sige na.
when I'm with my husband. Kasi parang feeling ko, meron tao na all the way mag-appreciate sa akin. And hindi ako yung tao na katulad mo, katulad ni Mikey, kayang mag-isa. Ako gusto ko lagi may kasama. So, pag si Mikey ang kasama ko, parang I am happy, I feel confident, o kung ano man ang gawin ko that day, parang I'm still secure, I'm still happy. Basta yun ang
Mm.
ano ko. Ikaw?
I feel most confident when I'm doing what I love to do. When I'm hosting, when I'm on stage.
Okay.
Or what's nice for us is, you feel most confident in front of the camera, and I feel most confident behind the camera.
Yeah. So,
So I mentioned not so confident when I.
mm.
But since you're here,
Hindi, si Mike.
Mikey.
Video do it?
Ayun.
Ayun. Oo nga.
Ayun. Maglalaro ng basketball.
Oh, Catherine naman.
Ako. Red naman, red. Oh, what's a small gesture that always makes you feel loved?
Ako,
Ano?
pag pinagtitimpla niya ako ng kape sa umaga.
Me naman, simple. When Tin tells me, shows me love, affirmation, affection. Because it's very rare to express her emotions. So when she messages me, I love you, big deal yan sa akin. Very rare yun.
Parang minsan-minsan lang yan, hindi yan masyado madalas. Ako, pagka tinatawag ako ni Mikey, Nana?
Yun.
Pag nagbe-baby yan siya talaga, yun talaga yun. Kasi pagka nagre-request ako, Mikey, sayo ka naman. Like, Mikey, how's the bata? Tapos pag nagbe-baby talk ko sa feeling ko, love niya ako kasi hindi naman niya talaga ginagawa. Minsan kasi pag pagod na talaga ako, pero mamaya tinong sasayaw pa rin, nagbe-baby-babyhan pa rin. Para lang sa akin.
Ikaw.
Sa...
Pakita mo yung bata dito.
Na... Pag, hinahanap ako lagi ni Kate.
Ayun.
Akala ko pinapasuso ka.
Kasi,
Bakit? Bakit?
wala, siyempre, alam mo, may naghahanap sa'yo na asawa, di ba?
You.
Ito. O, dito tayo sa mind. What's one topic? Alam ko na sagot nito.
Ano?
Ako sasagot for Catherine. What's one topic you could talk about for hours without getting bored? For Alex, cheese.
Chismis.
Oh, huwag ka na sumagot.
Kasi chismis yun. Life story yun. Iba kasi chismis. Ang chismis kasi, huy, nabuntis daw. Kami naman, huy, nabuntis daw. Kasi nga, di ba? Pero ano ba yung nangyari? Bakit na kailangan gawin? Meron yung mga... So, life story ang gusto ko.
Tigilan mo.
Life story.
So, ako naman, what's one topic you talk about for hours without getting bored? Anything about health?
Wisdom.
No.
Papa-wisdom.
Health. Yung dapat pala uminom ng ganito every day.
Ay, alam mo yung kaya mo? Pag-usapan ng matagal, talagang buong araw, mali ng iba. Kasi mo, Catherine, parang mali ka doon. Yun ang kaya mo, talaga, tagal mo nun. Hindi ka
Dami ko talaga sasabihin kasi sa'yo. Ikaw na yun.
Go, Mikey.
Ako siguro sports, tsaka mga current events.
Ito din.
Mga mini films, movies,
Tsaka Lakers.
sports, Lakers, golf, di ba?
Kahit buong araw yan.
Oh.
Sabi mo, mga Viva Max episode. Alam mo. Sabi mo.
Di ba ginagaya niyo? Up and up.
Ang ganda ng bagong pelikula yung butas. Alam mo.
Tumutong to.
When I think of home, I picture...
Bahay natin.
Ako, Paul. Sevi and Paul.
It's the
Ikaw?
family,
Yeah.
You and the kids. That's home. We don't have to be in the literal home. Basta, let's say if we're in a hotel home yan. If we're in the car, that's sama-sama.
Next.
Okay. What's your favorite kind of compliment to receive?
Di ba it's when people call you the ultimate multimedia star?
Sabi mo, the rom-com queen. Pag narinig ka rom-com queen, parang talagang kilig na kilig ako dyan. Kasi ako yan eh. Sabi mo.
Nakakarami ka na ngayon. Okay, what's your favorite kind of compliment to receive? Ang bait mo pala. Mabait ka pala. Masama ako ba talaga? Di ba maganda? Mabait ka pala. Kasi siguro dahil nga yung mga
Ako favorite ko.
perception
Pareho ka pala sa, sa
sa
vlog tsaka sa,
personal life.
Nakakatawa ka pala talaga. Yun.
Ikaw?
When someone talks about my movies, they like my movies because not many people watch the films I do. Diba? So when somebody says, "Oh, yeah, I saw your movie," oh, really nice. Where?
Okay.
Ganun din. Tungkol sa ginagawa ko. Pag nakaka-receive ka ng magandang compliment na, maayos naman yung kanyang ginagawa sa trabaho niya, masarap yan sa pakiramdam.
Pag sabi mo, favorite compliment mo, mas pogi ka pala kay Paul.
Okay lang.
But,
It's okay, bro.
sabi niya, ay, nagsabi
Pero
naman.
there are times, Like, di ba yesterday, oh my God, si Alex, Mikey, they think we're you, and then they think,
Kami din, kami. Direct.
Oo, direct.
Direct.
and of course, you know, connect na, di ba? I would,
Ano ako sa'yo, direct?
Oo,
Oo,
kasi
lagi.
sabi niya.
Tony.
Tapos ito na, sa ko yung nasa ano pala ata tayo ng cruise. Ito na pala si Direk.
Ang tataka.
Hindi, kaya kami nag-uwi, linawin natin kasi Alex, tas ay, si Direk. Kuya, ginamit mo yun, Mikey, may isipin pa nun, si Alex kasama si Direk. Ka-issue pa tayo sa Alex. Bakit ikaw mo yun? Eh kasi nakakap din na black, di ba? Time na yun.
At least
Siguro parang na ano na yun.
Ako naman, Alex, pa
just in
selfie.
the opus, di ba?
Oh, Alex, pa selfie. Oh, hingiti na lang din ako.
Ay, lagi rin.
What is one thing you wish people understand better about you?
Hindi naman ako masuplada.
You're just
Mapalad,
very...
Introvert lang.
No, I think it's misunderstood that you're an introvert. That's 100% true. But you're an extrovert with the right people.
Yeah.
So you are actually someone that- What's the one thing you wish people understood better about you?
Mahiyain ako.
Bakit?
Mayroon siya. Nahiya na siya. Nahiya na siya. Hindi na naman share.
Ako feeling ko, na pagka kunwari nag-serious o kaya minsan kapag may sinabi is hindi ibig sabihin no na nag-attitude or nag-ano. Pagkali, nasa grocery tayo, di ba? Alex, patawa ka naman dyan. Yung parang hindi naman 24/7 ang personality ng isang tao is ganun. Di ba? Maraming ano ang tao, maraming dimension ng klase ng personality mo. Hindi naman lagi kang, you're just nakakatawa, you're just a vlogger, pwede ka rin you're a wife, you're ano. So maraming facets ng isang tao. Hindi mo pwedeng i-box lang sa isa.
I'm not so serious. People think I'm
Ay,
very serious. I'm actually a pretty chill guy.
Magka-personality si Paul at si Alex, sa totoo lang. Kami ni Mikey ang magka-personality. So, pinakasala namin ang personality ng kapatid ng isa't isa. Okay. Next. What's one dream or goal you've buried but still think about? Ako ng bata.
ano?
Gusto kong maging si Christina Aguilera.
International singer.
Yun lang ang dream ko. Gusto ko maging si
There's still a
Christina
chance.
Aguilera.
There's still a chance.
Ako alam ko yung kay Paul.
Ano?
Sasagutin ko.
Ano?
To be like Tiger Woods. Di ba yun ang dream mo?
Well, so yeah,
Ito ang dream niya. Umawag pa yan. Magda-drop out na. Magda-stop na ako ng college.
there was a time I wanted to be a professional golfer. And I tried, but
Tinaray niya.
the competition was just,
Ako to live in New York. A New York life. Pero yung masarap ang buhay, hindi yung parang kakagda hirap na. Yung talagang parang live in the LA dream,
Sex and the
the
City.
New York dream, gano'n.
Carrie
Oo,
Bradshaw.
parang yun.
Samantha.
Si Mikey.
Ako hindi naman siya,
I know. To be the Pope.
hindi naman buried or ano. Parang hindi rin dream. Parang calling siya. Yun nga, maging pare or pope. Pero nilid ako sa ibang profession na ganun pa rin. Service pa rin.
Service. What does real intimacy look like for you? Honestly, real intimacy for me is when my husband bears his fears, insecurities, worries. Yung parang mas nakikilala ko na. Kasi
Yung
di ba,
asawa mo.
TD Jake said, intimacy is into me seen. I wanna see the deeper side of you, yung what are your fears, what are your worries, what are your doubts. Pag nag-open up siya, yun ang intimacy sa akin. Kasi he's being naked emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
And for me also, it's when she communicates. Kasi she doesn't communicate, she keeps her feelings. So when she communicates to me, I feel like I really have to listen. Wow, this is nice. So communicate.
That's
Communication.
intimacy for us. Ikaw?
Ang gusto ko talaga intimacy sa akin is pagka, nasa kama lang kami, tapos magkayakap lang kami. Kahit, kahit may damit, buong araw magkayakap. Yun yung hinihiling ko lagi sa kanya na kahit nagsa-cellphone, tapos magkayakap, kasi magkayakap, manonood kami ng TV, magkayakap kami. Yun lang. Ikaw, ano intimacy? Kakainis.
Hindi nga, kasi
Pero yung sa kanya, naked.
Pero si Michael, ang intimacy dyan, parang meron akong pimple dito sa tignan ko. Nabuksan pa niya talaga yan. Hindi, di ba nakakatawa na, hindi siya pwede yung parang, pag may sasabihin kang isang part ng katawan mo, talagang
kasi
bumisisahin
sa'yo ko
niya.
lang pwedeng magawa yun. Walang ibang tao.
Pero bubuksan pa niya yung ano ng cellphone mo, ilaw. Tingin ko. Kakainis.
Okay.
Dr. Mikey pala.
I'll follow you.
What's a chapter in your life that tested your faith the most?
2022.
Hey!
Election.
Well, for both of us, that was
That's
uncharted.
okay.
That was uncharted territory for us.
But God talaga delivered.
He brought us to it, but he also brought us through it. And we're still here strong.
Ikaw din yun sa'yo.
Yeah.
Tested our
So that's-
faith.
Siguro yung last na ano, yung Christmas and
Tested your faith.
birthday. Yun, ikaw.
Marami na rin bagay, pero kaya naman, nalalabanan na gano'n. Kaya hindi ko masabi na talagang yun na yun. Mindset ko kasi, okay lang kahit anong mangyari.
Sabagay, parang si Mikey wala siya yung manalo, matalo. Same pareho kami ni Mikey,
Pero
manalo, matalo.
competitive si
Same
Miley sa heart
emotion.
ka.
Oo, pero
Oh, pero hindi kami
Hindi
parang
kami
show
parang
na
parang-
pareho kami.
okay lang.
Siyempre, gusto mo na,
Temporary lang naman natin.
oo. Tsaka yung paniniwala mo na kung para sa'yo.
Hindi pa siya.
Siyempre, masasaktan ka kung hindi para sa'yo. Tatanggapin mo.
Pero imamas nyo na parang hindi kayo nasaktan.
Parang magka-personality nga ako. Oh, ito na. What do you do when you feel sad or depressed?
Eat.
Tsaka sweets, no?
Oh, sweets. Wala.
Sarap na sweets.
Sad or depressed? Ako, boxing.
Kaya, ate, huwag ka mag-feeling.
Workout.
Ano ba? Ilalabas ko to sa vlogs.
Oh, yan, oh.
Ate, huwag ka
Ano ka ba?
dito.
Oh, tanong mo ba?
Ngayon lang yan, tutang
Wait.
sa go lang yan nangyari.
Bago
Ang
kami.
boxing na yan.
2019 pa ako nagba-boxing. Sorry.
Hindi kami na ano, bigyan niyo ngayon ako ng punching bag. Ilalabas ko to. Si Mike,
Wala lang, makikipagkwentuhan ka sa mga ano mo. Sabihin mo.
i-release. Kailangan ko ma-release. Kailangan ko maikwento sa mga Ang galing mo iniisip ko nga eh. Kasi dati parang feeling ko
Call a friend
shopping.
ka. Call a
Pero
friend
hindi
ka.
na ako shopping.
Call a friend ka para may release mo lahat.
Pagka doon mo nirelease sa shopping, malulungkot ka pa lalo kasi naisip, ang mahal.
Ang laki ng
So,
babayaran
hindi na ako nag-enjoy sa shopping. Mas mag-ano na ako, yun nga.
Chismisan.
I-release ko sa mga tao, tapos sabihin ng mga kaibigan ko, kaya mo yan, ano mo yan. Ikaw, ano mo?
Maglalaro ng basketball.
Ano naman siya, as LeBron James ako eh, sorry. Give me the tips. Ano?
Masaya eh.
That's what he keeps
Letter
telling
B.
me in your new house, diba? He keeps looking outside.
Dapat
Oh,
basket
dapat
na.
basketball court ka. He's swimming.
Kaya,
Oh, last.
Ay, ang ganda ng last question.
Ano?
For the soul.
Yeah!
Oh, di pakinggan mo.
Ah,
If you're going to meet God one day, what's the first thing you will tell Him? Ako, thank you.
ako din.
Thank you for dying for someone undeserving like me. And loving and accepting someone unworthy like me.
Ate, ang feeling mo mo. Tumalong na.
Eh kasi di ba minsan pa makakakaroon ka ng realization, grabe yung ikaw, may King of Kings na died on the cross for you. Nakakaano yun.
Ako, thank you for the family and the man that you gave me. Kasi yung family is hindi mo naman yan mapipili. Hindi mo naman
You're born with it.
You're born with it. So, ayoko naman sabihin na parang blessed talaga ako sa pagkakataong iyon na family ng asawa ko, family ko, yung family na nag-surround sa akin is very good na ano siya, stable siya, maganda siyang foundation for me to feel complete and to feel whole. So, yun lahat, bigay yun ni Lord. Praise
Oh,
God.
ikaw.
It's
What's one thing you will tell God?
well, obviously you thank him and can I enter? Because that's really
sa main goal.
the main is to be with him forever.
Yeah.
Ako, aside from thank you, sasabihin ko, ikaw pala yun. Ikaw pala yun pala yung tsura mo. Lagi ako nagpe-pray sa'yo, ganyan pala yung face mo. Ngayon, nakita ko na yung face kasi di ba parang all your life, you live by faith and you live na one day I will meet you. So when you meet him one day, parang, wow, yan pala yung tsura mo.
Si Mikey.
It's my dream.
It's my dream.
Kasi yun,
Oo nga daw, it's my dream.
Pero siguro una maghingi ako ng sorry. Kasi lahat naman tayo dito may mga Hindi tayo
Pagkukulang.
perfect. Pagkukulang, di ba? Sa gusto niyang gawin natin. Tapos, papasalamat sa pagkakataon na time na meron binigay niya sa atin dito. Tsaka sa lahat ng pagkakataon na pinagkaloob niya sa temporary life natin.
Salamat sa lahat.
We always give thanks.
May nakita nga ako interview ang ganda.
Ano?
Sabi niya, kahit daw yung mga discipline and punishment na you think ni God, pasasalamatan mo yun. Because what punishments are not gift from God if it's not for your own good? Hindi ka naman yung didisiplinahin kung hindi yun para sa ikabubuti mo. So even though yung mga ganun,
Actually, yung disiplina naman niya is consequences ng actions natin yun na kailangan niyang ibigay sa
hindi
atin.
para sa atin dahil
Para
ginawa mo
matuto
yan.
tayo. Hindi niya lang tayo ino-off the hook lagi. Pero lahat pa rin ng binibigay niyang consequence, kaya pa rin natin.
Sana naging meaningful din ang buwan ng mga puso ninyong lahat. At kung gusto niyo ng mas malalim na usapan, samahan, at balitaktakan kasama mo yung pamilya, loved ones, friends, or even like having coffee or dinner. Pag nabobore kayo, instead na pag-usapan ng buhay ng
Life
iba,
story ng iba.
life story na lang ng bawat isa. Thank you for watching.
It's done now.
Thank you for
Oh my
watching.
God.
Thank you for liking this video, and thank you for subscribing. And most importantly, thank you for forwarding this
Kabobo
video.
about this. Sumubo. What else we gonna see? Whew. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this.
I always say like a quote that lately, especially now 2026, that I'm investing people that invest in me.
Oh, yes.
Right? Because like
Yes.
from my personal experience, sometimes you like someone so much.
Yeah.
And then you put all your efforts there, your heart, you pour your heart out. And you know, you do magic. But then it's not being reciprocated. And that can be very frustrating. You know, and you may like that person because you're attracted to that person. You may like that person because you think that person check all, you know, tick all the boxes. Right? But reality is, you know, people are people. And if you don't give a chance to someone, you wouldn't really know if it will work or not.
Absolutely.
Do you have like a, maybe a potentially like a tip in how women and men should behave towards a potential partner?
Okay, so I love that. Like you give the effort that to people who gives you that effort,
Yes.
right? But also, Priscilla, even if I'm doing such a modern business like matchmaking, right? Like who does matchmaking before? But although, like fun fact, matchmaking is actually one of the oldest professions. They just didn't label it, but it's basically people.
Because the titas,
Because
right?
the titas have been doing it forever. We're just doing it professionally and more streamlined right now, right? So let me just share with you that even if I'm a modern dating coach and a matchmaker, I firmly believe that love, romance, and relationship will be way better if the man pursues first.
Hi, amigas! A new year always comes with a bit of fight pressure. Do better, choose better, be better. It's that fresh feeling like we're finally ready to try things differently, especially when it comes to dating. 2026 is here, and it seems like a lot of women and men still aren't quite sure how to really date effectively. Things have been changed so much, and all the new information and modernization can actually make it harder for real connections to happen. So how do we navigate this constantly changing world without feeling like we're failing? How do you enjoy the process, meet interesting people, have fun, and walk away without feeling drained or confused? What can we do differently in 2026 to boost your dating life? Today, I've got a dating expert with me who can help us navigate the world of dating. She is the first US certified matchmaker in the Philippines and a science-based dating coach, known as Coachy V. Amigas, let's welcome our very first guest on the first episode of Amigas Podcast, Season 2, just in time for Valentine's Day. Dating coach, Vanessa Antonio.
Hi, thank you,
Hello.
amiga. Thank you, Priscilla, for having Coach Lee.
Coach V, actually, I'm just meeting you today.
Yes, it's our
And
first time
it's so
today.
pleasant because you're so pretty. I need to say that you're very beautiful.
Thank you.
I have a curious question.
Mhm.
Do any of your clients hit on you?
So as a matchmaker, I feel like it comes as part of the job. But as matchmakers as well, we are never allowed to date our client because that's going to be the opposite of what we're doing. So of course, client first before our personal love lives. Yes.
Before our person. Well,
Yes.
Coach V, I honestly, personally, I've been into a dilemma.
Okay.
Because I am recently divorced.
Okay.
Almost 1 year. Next month, it will be 1 year.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I feel
freedom.
very happy to be here.
Yes.
But yeah,
I can
so
imagine,
one of
yeah.
the challenges I have actually, it's how to navigate this world of like dating, right?
Again.
Things have changed so much.
Absolutely.
Last time I dated, it was like a good 18 years back.
Oh my God.
So I'm so fresh and I'm a little bit scared and skeptical because, people have changed.
Absolutely.
There is a lot of differences between age gaps, which is amazing. Before, during my time, you date people that are like just 2 years older than you or
Correct.
something like that. But today, it's so modern that we see like huge age gaps between couples, right?
Absolutely.
But of course, it's a challenge itself because there is so much technology involving all of that. And then it can be a little bit helpful, but sometimes overwhelming.
Absolutely, you're right. So if we're talking about 18 years ago, Priscilla, I could just imagine you've never used a dating app.
No, I've never used. Actually, as of today, I've never used.
You've never used a dating
I've
app.
never used a dating app.
And so during your time, that was when organic encounters were very common. So based on research, people usually 10 years back and more, people were meeting their spouse through common friends, through church or school, and through work. That's the top 3.
So right.
But right now it's changing. Actually, online dating will be the primary ways we are meeting our partner in the next 10 years and more.
Oh wow.
That's not even part of the list, 10
I
years
have a lot to
back.
catch up.
Yes.
But it can be scary, right?
It is.
Because I'm very familiar. There's a lot of catfishing.
Absolutely.
So how do you actually like prevent yourself to be a victim of someone that pretending to be someone else or pretending to look in a certain way or just all around like trying to fool you?
Yes, because there are people who are, entering the dating pool on dating apps who do not have the same intention as us, right? But you know what? First, I'd like to establish that the dating app actually is a very helpful tool in connecting with people we won't otherwise meet if we weren't on apps. Like right now, Priscilla, that's why it's very different. Because before, we tend to date and get married with people who are our neighbors, who our common friends know, who our family recommends. Right now, somebody who's in the Philippines could already get married with somebody who's from the United States or other parts of the world, and that is because of technology. And just like anything else, there's like pros and cons. one of the biggest setback that we're looking at when it comes to dating apps is yung the fake accounts, the catfishes. But you know what? Right now, there are actually ways that you could take so you don't get victimized by this. One of those would be having a video call first before meeting them in person. And if you want to take it a little bit further, we teach a lot about, like using the open source background check. So there is one technology that we use that we upload anyone's photo, and then the internet will pull up their records,
Oh, wow.
social media, and all other
I
stuff.
think we need to hang out more, Coach.
So there are ways to protect yourself right now, and it's very, very important to take those steps before you put yourself out there.
I'm gonna take notes. Okay, but when it comes to terms of pillars of, of dating, like, has it changed? If you talk about like the modernization of dating, or are they still the same?
So we've started this company over like 10 years ago. So at that time, the dating app was just gaining acceptance. Right now, it's almost normal to have a dating app. It's just like your Messenger and other normal apps, right? But 10 years ago, the stigma was very, very high when it comes to these apps. And so before, people were meeting organically. Right now, as we have mentioned, if you meet somebody from online dating app and you got married from somebody from online, I mean, it's already acceptable. So that's what makes it very different, because before we refused technology, right now it's normal. Before we're very localized in terms of marriage, right now, my love, we are seeing more and more international couples now more than ever. And we're already also part of that because we are intercultural matchmaker. We're actually promoting intercultural partnership because for me, it's one of the ways to achieve world peace. Because if you have children who are mixed race, you are unlikely to be racist towards other cultures.
So what are the game-changing strategies that you can actually like advise or suggest to everyone that's going back to the game to use? Since things are so modern and how I said earlier is a little scary, I myself never use a dating app. Maybe after today I might just try. Yes. What dating strategies can you give for the people that are ready to go out there and actually look for a potential partner?
And we're talking about men and women here.
Yes,
So let me focus on the women first, and this is different by age.
Okay.
So if we're talking about, like 20s and 30s, date in Asia, it's easy for you to find a potential match here. But if you were talking about 40s, 50s, 60s and above, date in the West, because people there are much more open when it comes to age differences. In a way that, in the Philippines, when you're 50 and you're dating, people will be like, oh, why is she still dating? She's supposed to take care of just the children and the grandchildren.
To look for a potential partner.
And we're talking about men and women here.
Yes,
So
men and women.
let me focus on the women first, and this is different by age.
Okay.
So if we're talking about, like 20s and 30s, date in Asia, it's easy for you to find a potential match here. But if you were talking about 40s, 50s, 60s and above, date in the West, because people there are much more open when it comes to age differences. In a way that, in the Philippines, when you're 50 and you're dating, people will be like, oh, why is she still dating? She's supposed to take care of just the children and the grandchildren.
There's a lot of stigmas.
There's a lot of stigmas, but in the West, people on their 60s, 70s, they're still finding love and still very open to romance. So that's what I would recommend. Not to say that you cannot find love here when you're on your 40s, 50s, but it's just that the option. If you have the means, go travel, relocate where there's higher chance of finding a quality partner. That would be my recommendation.
Oh, that's an amazing recommendation. So basically, the cultural differences won't affect a little bit in terms of dating. Like if you're focusing on international, target.
Yes, Priscilla. Of course, in the Philippines, there's also this, stigma against like very strong, independent women. Like even if we say, oh, it's already modern, there's still a general preference towards women who are a little bit meek, who's not very opinionated. But you know what? I feel like overseas, if you're beautiful, you're fit, you take care of yourself, and you're like a lady boss, there is like a higher acceptance. Here, kasi I feel like the people are still adjusting to women rising through the ranks. We've never seen this before. Now more than ever, we have the highest number of CEOs and women in senior executive positions. And I feel like for Filipinos, we're still catching up. Because although we understand that in corporate, more women are coming in, when it comes to love, we're still very used to men being the boss in the relationship.
That's true. I think women in general just like to be taken care of, even if they earn their money.
Even if they're very successful, they would still want to be taken care of 100%, Priscilla. You're very right there.
And in terms of age gap, how I mentioned earlier, like during my time,
Okay.
the age gap I remember of my, between me and my partners, my boyfriends, were like 2-3 years old. Like how is it acceptable today? Like, is there like a ideal age gap for a connection to be established, or even for a relationship to further move on?
Right. So I have a personal and professional opinion on this. Which one would you like to hear first?
Your personal.
Okay, so my personal opinion, like my personal preference, is I would prefer men who is much like older, because we already know that there is some sort of like women mature faster.
Yeah.
And so if you are a woman who doesn't want to head butts all the time, I would recommend going for a mature partner. Because sometimes the closer the age, the more you're like, oh, who's gonna give in at this point?
Right.
But when the man is older, of course he's gonna give in.
I like that.
Of course, a younger partner. But if you want to hear my professional advice, data have shown that when the age gap reaches 10 years or more, the breakup rate goes higher by 35%.
Oh, wow.
And when you go for 15 years age gap, we're talking about 45% breakup rate
Wow.
and higher. So data is showing that the closer you are in terms of not really the age, but the generation and lifestyle. Because sometimes maybe you'd appreciate the ages, and maybe the partner was like, what is that? Maybe you'd appreciate like ABBA. The partner was like, I don't like that song. So it's not about the age. It's really like in terms of the intelligence and the mental set. Like, can you still get along?
Okay.
That's like the
So
number one.
compatibility. So the compatibility
Compatibility.
does matter.
Absolutely.
And beliefs. And what about religion? Does all of those things, do they take like a huge part of making a relationship fail or success?
So it's part of as a matchmaker, it's part of the variables that we consider. So religion, politics are also very important, but also, Priscilla, what we've seen is when the man or the woman is really in love, there are ways around it. They can work towards it. But sometimes, since we're not in love yet, we don't know the person yet, we're like, oh, he's not Christian, I'm not gonna date him. But if you didn't know their religion and you've met them and then you've built that bond and attachment, you're likely to adjust to them first. That's why on the first date, I highly recommend, don't put all your cards on the deck. Because the purpose of the first date is to see if you are able to laugh together, if you are on the same wavelength. And then the criteria could be laid out later on after 3 dates.
Oh wow. So what would be the right mindset today in 2026? Since we've come, like, I'm a millennial, but nowadays generations are different, like Gen Z, Gen
Yes.
Alpha, and so many gens. But people are actually behaving differently.
Very different.
And then what we need to do is, like, of course, to adjust.
Yes.
So independent of what age you're coming into the game,
Yes.
what is like the correct mindset to go in 2026?
So for me, one of the best mindsets when you go out on dates is, instead of I hope they will like me, go for I hope I will like them.
Okay.
Because if you have that kind of mindset, you don't go out on a date, fixing your hair, fixing your whatever, because you get super conscious because you want to be liked. You want to go on date to see, like, is this person going to be a good addition to my life?
Yes.
That's the number one mindset. Second one is, this is the time in our lives that people have so much option. So if you want that person to connect with you, to ask you on a second date, you should show signs of emotional availability. That's one of the most attractive traits. according to the science of people. Show emotional availability, meaning if you want them to see you again on a second date, you have to express it. I love the hard to get notion, but we have to do the hard to get correctly in a way that, you get access to me, you get to know me, but if you do something that's off, that's when I set boundaries. But as long as you're putting in the effort, you're putting like a good invitation, then I will continue to give you access.
I always say like a quote that lately, especially now 2026,
Okay.
that I invest in people that invest in me.
Oh, yes.
Right? Because like
Yes.
from my personal experience, sometimes you like someone so much.
Yeah.
And then you put all your efforts there, your heart, you pour your heart out. And you do magic. But then it's not being reciprocated. And that can be very frustrating.
Absolutely.
And you may like that person because you attract to that person. You may like that person because you think that person check all, tick all the boxes. Right? But reality is, people are people.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't give a chance to someone, you wouldn't really know if it will work or not.
Absolutely.
Do you have like maybe a potentially like a tip in how women and men should behave towards a potential partner?
Okay. So I love that. Like you give the effort that to people who gives you that effort,
Yes.
right? But also, Priscilla, even if I am doing such a modern business like matchmaking, right? Like who does matchmaking before? But although, like fun fact, matchmaking is actually one of the oldest professions. They just didn't label it, but it's basically people.
Because the titas,
Because
right?
the titas have been doing it forever. We're just doing it professionally and more streamlined right now, right? So let me just share with you that even if I'm a modern dating coach and a matchmaker, I firmly believe that love, romance, and relationship will be way better if the man pursues first,
Okay.
instead of the woman going after and chasing a man. Why? Because when it's actually the woman chasing the man, even if the woman have already put in so much effort, diba? She's very tired already making the person happy. When the man doesn't really, if you're not really the person in the heart of the man, I mean, you're gonna be burnt out and the man will be like, okay, so. But if the man pursues for who they really want, they are motivated to put in the effort. They're not complacent. They're more engaged. They put more attention. They initiate dates more. And I feel like that's polarity. There's like feminine and masculine in there. Because just imagine a woman chasing a man. Like that woman will be very prone to abuse.
Yes, that's
But if a woman likes a man, show interest. Give them positive signals that it's okay to approach. But never chase a man. Let the man come to you, because man, they never change their mind. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, even if you're tumbling right there, nothing will change. Not gonna. Us, kasi my love, if initially we don't like them, when they put in the effort, our hearts soften. We develop that.
We can change our minds
Change our
sometimes.
minds. Like
But
there's-
when a woman makes make up her mind
and
to
exits.
exits,
Nobody-
no turning
Nobody
back no
comes
matter
back.
what.
Yes, that's the difference. So
So it's really about nature, right? So men are really like, the hunters.
it's out, and the man will be like, okay, so. But label it, but it's basically often we develop that.
We can change our minds
change our
sometimes.
minds. Like
But
there's-
when a woman makes make up her mind
and
to
exits,
exits,
nobody-
no turning back no matter what.
Yes, that's the difference. So
So it's really about nature, right? So men are really like, the hunters.
it's respecting our biology, it's respecting our nature, because even if it's already hundreds and hundreds of years, we choose our partners the same. Women wants a protector and a provider. Men like somebody who's like youthful, playful,
Like a
and like
nurturer.
fertile. It's the same. Even if you say it's already modern, if you go back to the very, core of it, it is the same. So respect the feminine and masculine core.
Well, online, there's so many strategies. There is even this TikToker that came up with this like 3-3-3 rule. It's a 3-3-3 rule where like you need to respect in order to work things. So it's like 3 days or 3 dates.
Okay.
Okay, and then you decide if you like the person or not.
3 dates?
Yes.
Okay, that's something that matchmakers would recommend as well.
Recommend as well.
Because on the first date, that human being is never their normal. Usually they're hacked by, nervousness. They're not themselves. But like second date, they're becoming
A
like
little bit
Isa.
more, right?
Third date, most likely you can already see them in their normal state.
And then after the 3 dates, you
Okay.
decide, if you decide that you want to still continue seeing that person, pursuing that,
Okay.
you wait another 3 weeks.
3 weeks before you see them again?
No, you do a 3 weeks to kind of decide if it is someone that it's worth pursuing
Oh.
for another 3 months.
Okay. Yeah.
So, if you match, there is like compatibility, things like that. And then after the 3 months, you decide if that person is really like someone that you see in the future. So that's where they come up. But there is so many other techniques out
Rules,
there
right?
coming from all this new generation, like based on the science.
Okay.
Okay, what is like the technique that you'd advise to people out there to actually engage in order to know, to not waste their time?
Gotcha. So I like studying the science behind things because I feel like if you just listen based on my experience, nada. There's not much in here. This age, right? But the reason why I actually took this career because I love studying from previous studies that were done by people who studies human beings. These are the psychologists, these are the sociologists who've put in hundreds and hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars of resources just to figure out what are the tendencies of human beings. And it shows that in less than 1 second, you already know, your brain have already decided if somebody is attractive or not. It could be as simple as just like attractive. It could be like, oh, not so attractive. Very quick. Our brain is very smart. And it also showed that it only takes about 156 days to figure out if somebody is marriage material. So we're just talking about 6 months, less than a year. That's why sometimes, like when there are people coming to me like, Coach B, it's been 9 years and he hasn't proposed. I was like, he will never propose. No, I'm just joking because it doesn't take a long time to figure out.
And to this,
Thousands of dollars of resources just to figure out what are the tendencies of human beings. And it shows that in less than 1 second, you already know, your brain have already decided if somebody is attractive or not. It could be as simple as just like attractive. It could be like, oh, not so attractive. Very quick. Our brain is very smart. And it also showed that it only takes about 156 days to figure out if somebody is marriage material. So we're just talking about 6 months, less than a year. That's why sometimes, like when there are people coming to me like, Coach B, it's been 9 years and he hasn't proposed. I was like, he will never propose. No, I'm just joking because it doesn't take a long time to figure out
and to
if
decide,
you
right?
have to decide if somebody's gonna be good for you or not because our brains are very intelligent. If you keep pay attention like very closely, you'll be able to see if they're a good human being or not.
Okay,
If you put them in, what's important here, Priscilla, is not just going on fancy dates and that's it. Put them in activities. You want to see them under stress. You want to see that it only takes, there's not much in here. This time to figure out
And to decide,
you have to decide if somebody's going to be good for you or not because our brains are very intelligent. If you keep pay attention like very closely, you'll be able to see if they're a good human being or not.
okay.
If you put them in, what's important here, Priscilla, is not just going on fancy dates and that's it. Put them in activities. You want to see them under stress. You want to see them under pressure.
So in short, you're telling me you need to you need to actually pursue real life.
Real life, different circumstances.
Okay.
Give them problems. Give them and see how they react.
So is it okay to talk about like more deep stuff early on, like serious conversations?
How early is early on, my love?
I don't know, maybe third date. Can you already
Yeah.
somehow share like some deeper thoughts with that person? Because I think there is like an apprehension of that they might misjudge you or think that you're looking for a husband, or in the case of looking already for a wife to have your babies. So how early can we actually let like heavy conversations in a date?
Yeah, I believe third date is a good start. I would, even with the single moms who are coming to me, you know what, Coach B? When I go on a date, I tell them immediately, I have 3 kids and these are my non-negotiables. And I was like, baby girl, you've already disclosed the history of your life. You don't even know if you're gonna see this person again. It's your privacy. Treat it as a treasure, not like
Deeper thoughts with that person, because I think there is like an apprehension of that, you know, they might misjudge you or think that you're looking for a husband, or in the case of me, looking already for a wife to have, you know, your babies. So how early can we actually have like heavy conversations in a date?
Yeah, I believe third date is a good start. I would, even with the single moms who are coming to me, you know what, Coach B? When I go on a date, I tell them immediately, I have 3 kids and these are my non-negotiables. And I was like, baby girl, you've already disclosed the history of your life. You don't even know if you're gonna see this person again. It's your privacy. Treat it as a treasure, not like an information that you just put out in the open. If they are already deserving of that information, then you can let it out. And I feel like third date, you already have an idea whether I'm gonna see them again and again, or I'm never gonna see them again.
And what about multi-dating? Is that okay? Okay. I'm again for that. Like, is that okay to go in dates with multiple,
Yes.
you know, potential partners?
We call
Or
it-
is it cheating still?
So we call it rotational dating in this modern generation, but it is essentially multi-dating. And moms and dads, grannies, excuse me, but my loves, dating right now means getting to know a person. It doesn't mean that you're gonna sleep with them. So it is actually highly recommended that you rotational date. You get to know a few people, not a lot. Should be less than 3. Should be less than 6, because science have shown anything above 6, you're already experiencing the paralysis, can't decide. But the beauty of having multiple people that you get to know is you don't get attached too soon to one person.
Okay.
Second is you get to see the pros and cons, the red flags and the green flags
Comparison.
more rationally. Who is more aligned and compatible to the future or to the life that I want to build? So that is highly recommended right now.
You know, I have a friend actually that was suggesting she wants to introduce me a potential date.
All right. Okay, Priscilla, let's talk about that.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Because I'm unsure if I would be comfortable in going a date with someone that I actually haven't picked myself.
I know. So that's actually one of the drawback when you're meeting people recommended by friends, because sometimes you have to think, oh my God, I have to be very nice with this person because I don't want this person to talk to my friend and say, oh my God, you said.
I like her. I wanna follow you. Coach V. Oh, I learned a lot. OMG. I don't wanna think about it. It's so interesting. Very interesting. So I'm done for today. It's only 1 hour, but it's fine because I only have 325 followers. So guys, please follow my YouTube, Kemy Dash, all the way. And thank you for today, and guys, see you next time.